Hello, and thank you for joining me at the Anonymous Gamer Corner. Just bought these game science dice in response to a group on Facebook called Goblin Dice. A person posted on there about how the balance of the dice doesn't matter these days. And I'd have to say that is not true. I'd say it matters even more because of all the customized dice that people keep grabbing. Couple things. If you get an opaque dice, you definitely want one from Game Science. A couple things to look out for is don't get the second chance dice unless you just want something cheap to give away. Second chance dice will have bad edges, things sticking out, and other issues. I actually paid extra to have Luzaki ink my dice. And yes, he actually will ink the dice. And that's how he does it. Other companies, they will dunk the whole dice after they cast it, and then put it in a tumbler. The tumbler will remove the edges, which you actually do want for accuracy, although it makes it a lot less likely to poke your hand. And then that will rub off all the paint that's all over it and leave only the paint in the grooves where the numbers are. This deforms the dice, making it lopsided. On top of the fact they don't use really high quality impact material that Luzaki uses. Luzaki also not only uses high impact stuff, but it's really lightweight. So the difference of weight removal because of where the numbers are and the mass of the dice is minimal. You'll notice that they are not very deep grooves where the numbers are. That's intentional. Again, to minimize the differences based upon how much is etched out. Now, Chassex and other manufacturers will dig pretty deep just so that their tumbler will still work. Luzaki, if you ever go to one of his meetings and demonstrations, will also show out that they'll have typically an underline by the dice, and they're told that they're supposed to keep it in the tumbler until that line disappears. That, of course, means it'll go through and get more and more deformed as time goes on. But it's a quality control to make sure that the numbers and letters look good. Not necessarily that it rolls nice. The other thing we learned is using a wood tray and a dice cup will help a lot in making sure it rolls nicely. There's one person out there who did a test on the dice using a metal bowl, or a bowl that wasn't wooden. There's something about the resonance of the bowl, how it bounces around, that is a little different when it's wood. There's actually some degree of physics involved in that. I also note that there's a person who out there took the dice. Actually, this has been done lots of times. You fill the cup with salt until the weight of the salt water is denser than the dice itself. And Luzaki's dice are pretty light. Yes, spin the dice in the saltwater medium, and if it keeps spinning and spinning until it hits the wall or something, then you got very well balanced dice. Now, if it starts to slow down and suddenly wobble to one number or another, then you know you got a bad set of dice, and they're weighted. How that happens, because they don't use a evenly cooling material like glue does, they will center off center based upon the gravity of where it is downward towards whatever it's laying on top of the fact that as it cools and that deformation is occurring, the shape of the dice will also warp. So you have the factors of the type of material, how deep the grooves are, where the center moves and becomes clumps downward towards wherever it was cooling, and the tumbler damaging the dice, actually. This is all things that Luzaki observed and why he calls his company Game Science. It isn't called Game Science because it's a catchy name. It's called Game Science because he actually applied science behind what he's making for his game. And with that, I hope you have a great day. I will pick up another subject the next time I do a video. Take care from the Anonymous Gamer Corner.